75% of motorcycle buyers end up selling their supposedly reliable bikes within 3 years due to catastrophic repair bills. But what if I told you that the motorcycles dealers push hardest are often the ones engineered to fail? Manufacturers spend millions marketing bikes with flashy electronics and aggressive styling, while hiding failure rates that would make your insurance agent weep. In this video, we're counting down the 13 most underrated motorcycles that are actually bulletproof, based on documented, high-mileage reports and real-world ownership data that manufacturers don't want you to see. And trust me, some of these results will shock you because they completely contradict what every dealership in America is pushing right now. From overhyped adventure bikes that strand riders in the desert to sport tourers with electronic systems that fail before the first oil change, the industry deliberately ignores mechanical durability in favor of features that look good in showrooms but fail on highways. And here's the kicker. The #1 motorcycle on our list has been proven to exceed 186,000 miles without major engine work, yet it sits in classifieds, unloved, and undervalued, which means massive savings for informed buyers. Stay until the end, because this isn't just another bike list. This is data that could save you from spending $15,000 on a machine that will be in the shop more than on the road. Skip this, and you might end up with a bike that destroys your wallet before you hit 20,000 miles. Number 13, Suzuki GS500F. The Suzuki GS500F sits at number 13, and it earns this spot through absolute mechanical simplicity. This air-cooled standard was sold in the US from 2004 to 2009, and it's been superseded by newer liquid-cooled models. But that's exactly why it deserves recognition. The GS500F uses an extremely simple 487cc air-cooled parallel twin that has virtually no complex systems to fail. The lack of liquid cooling means there are no radiators to leak, no water pumps to replace, and no thermostats to stick. It's considered rock solid with very few major design problems across its production run. Maintenance is minimal compared to modern bikes with complicated cooling and electronic systems. However, reliability in these older carbureted models comes with caveats. The carburetors are very delicate to tune, and owners frequently report trouble starting in cold weather. This isn't a bike that fires up instantly after sitting for weeks. The fueling system demands attention and proper winterization. There's also a critical systemic fault across the GS platform, known as magnet separation on the alternator rotor. Riders call this the GOAT's failure, and it can lead to charging system issues that leave you stranded. Smart buyers check the charging system thoroughly before purchase and budget for a potential stator replacement. Number 12, Kawasaki Vulcan S650. At number 12, the Kawasaki Vulcan S650 breaks every traditional cruiser rule, and that's exactly why it's underrated. Sold from 2015 to current, this cruiser uses a parallel twin engine derived from the legendary Ninja 650 platform instead of a traditional V-twin. Cruiser purists dismiss it immediately for this reason alone, but that parallel twin decision is precisely what makes it mechanically superior. The 649cc engine is the same bulletproof power plant that's proven nearly indestructible across the Ninja and ER-6N platforms. It delivers manageable yet strong power with exceptional reliability. The Vulcan S platform is highly praised for its adjustability through Kawasaki's ErgoFit system. This allows riders of different sizes to customize handlebar position, seat height, and foot peg location without aftermarket parts. It's one of the few cruisers designed to actually fit real human bodies instead of forcing everyone into the same uncomfortable position. Owner complaints are remarkably minor and focus almost entirely on comfort and aesthetic details rather than mechanical failures. The stock seat becomes uncomfortable after about an hour of riding and typically requires replacement with something like a Corbin seat. The square stock mirrors look dated, and the indicator lights have been described as alien knob-shaped. Number 11, Honda NT700V Deauville. Number 11 is perhaps the ultimate example of competent reliability completely failing to connect with American riders. The Honda NT700V, known in Europe as the Deauville, was sold in the US for only the 2010 model year. It was largely ignored, dismissed as boring and unglamorous, despite being exceptionally well-engineered. The NT 700 volts is powered by a liquid-cooled 680cc V-twin that produces a modest 67 crankshaft horsepower. It's not a powerhouse, but that's not the point. The critical feature is the shaft drive. For a mid-size sport tourer, shaft drive is a massive statement of commitment to durability. It completely eliminates chain maintenance, which means no more cleaning, lubing, adjusting, or replacing chains and sprockets every 15,000 to 20,000 miles. Over the life of the motorcycle, shaft drive represents significant cost savings and hassle reduction. Chain maintenance alone can cost hundreds of dollars and multiple hours per year. Multiply that over 60,000 or 100,000 miles, and the total cost of ownership advantage becomes substantial. In Europe, this model was massively successful, selling nearly 50,000 units. European riders understood what it offered: user-friendliness, light clutch effort, comfortable cruising, and exceptional durability for high-mileage touring. But American riders wanted more excitement, more power, more flash. Number 10. Honda Rebel 500. At number 10, the Honda Rebel 500's underrated status comes from its categorization as an entry-level cruiser. Riders see it as a stepping stone, not a long-term keeper. This perception completely obscures the exceptional durability of its engine platform. Sold from 2017 to current, the Rebel 500 shares the highly reliable 471cc parallel twin with the CB500X. This engine is deliberately understressed, designed for longevity rather than peak performance. It inherits the same long-life architecture that's been proven reliable well past 30,000 kilometers in documented owner reports. The seating position is more upright than traditional forward control cruisers, making it surprisingly comfortable for longer rides. It's actually a well-rounded machine for daily use, not just a beginner bike. The parallel twin runs cool and smooth, with excellent fuel economy and predictable power delivery. However, the 500cc displacement struggles with sustained high speeds common on American interstates. Maintaining 75 miles per hour or higher requires the engine to work near its limits, creating excessive vibration and noise. For extensive highway touring, the 1100cc Rebel version is more appropriate. The 500 excels at speeds up to 65 miles per hour on state highways and backroads. The cruiser styling also inherently limits luggage capacity. The low-slung design and lack of integrated storage means serious touring or camping requires extensive aftermarket modifications, like sissy bars and throw-over saddlebags. This isn't a bike designed for cross-country trips with a week's worth of gear. Number 9. Triumph Sprint ST1050. Number 9 is the Triumph Sprint ST1050, a powerful sport tourer sold from 2005 to 2010. It's consistently overlooked in the US market, where riders tend to favor Japanese rivals like the Yamaha FJR or Honda VFR, assuming they offer superior reliability. The unique 1050cc triple engine provides exceptional character and performance. The inline 3-cylinder configuration delivers smooth power with a distinctive exhaust note that's far more engaging than typical 4-cylinder sport tours. The chassis is nimble and well-balanced, making it excellent on twisty roads despite its touring capabilities. Mechanically, the 1050cc triple engine and chassis are highly robust, but the Sprint's long-term reliability is conditional on specific, diligent preventative maintenance. This is critical to understand before buying. The single-sided swing arm features an eccentric adjuster used for chain tension. This component is notoriously prone to seizing. Triumph recommends stripping and regreasing this adjuster every 12,000 miles. However, owner reports strongly suggest reducing this interval to every 3 to 4 years maximum, regardless of mileage. If this maintenance is neglected, the adjuster seizes completely. The repair becomes extremely costly and difficult, often requiring specialized tools and significant labor to free the seized components. This single maintenance item can determine whether the Sprint is reliable or catastrophically expensive. Minor reliability annoyances include premature wear of the front brake discs and corrosion of the main electrical fuse. These are manageable issues but indicate the bike requires attentive ownership rather than total neglect. Number 8. Yamaha SR400. At number 8, the Yamaha SR400 is arguably the most underrated due to one polarizing feature: its kickstart only. This single design choice scared off most modern American buyers, despite being a significant mechanical benefit. Sold in the US from 2015 to 2017, the SR400 uses an air-cooled 399cc single-cylinder thumper engine engineered for simplicity and minimal complexity. Eliminating the electric starter motor removes the battery dependency and starter motor failure points that plague many motorcycles after years of sitting. For its brief US run, Yamaha included fuel injection, a modern feature that significantly enhances starting reliability compared to older carbureted SR models. This combination of mechanical simplicity and electronic fuel delivery creates a bike that's generally much easier to keep running than complicated vintage machines. However, the reliability of the SR400 is intrinsically tied to the rider's dedication to operating it correctly. Mastering the kickstart procedure is non-negotiable. Riders who don't understand proper technique will flood the engine or kick endlessly without results. The kickstart ritual also means this bike isn't convenient for stop-and-go traffic or frequent short trips where you're starting the engine repeatedly. It's best suited for riders who appreciate the mechanical engagement and don't mind the physical effort required. Number 7. Suzuki TU250X. Number 7 is the Suzuki TU250X, overlooked primarily because American riders frequently dismissed 250cc machines as too small or too slow. But this bike's reliability is a direct function of ultimate mechanical simplicity, making it a maintenance dream. Sold from 2009 to 2019, the TU250X uses an air-cooled 249cc single-cylinder engine paired with a simple 5-speed transmission. There are no complicated cooling systems, no high-performance components stressed to their limits, and no expensive electronic aids to fail. Critically for US models, Suzuki incorporated fuel injection, removing the carburetor headaches common to older small displacement bikes. This makes the TU250X extremely reliable for everyday starting and short rides, even after periods of sitting. Cold starts are effortless, and the bike requires minimal warm-up before riding. The design has been so consistent since its introduction that parts are widely available, supporting long-term ownership without the fear of discontinued components. Maintenance is straightforward enough that mechanically inclined owners can handle virtually everything themselves with basic tools. The main constraint is performance. The TU250X comfortably handles speeds up to 55 miles per hour, making it excellent for city commuting and backroad cruising. But it struggles significantly to maintain 75 miles per hour on freeways, especially with headwinds or hills. Highway passing is essentially impossible without planning well in advance. Number 6. Kawasaki ER-6N. At number 6, the Kawasaki ER-6N is the naked variant of the highly successful Ninja 650R platform. It's underrated because US consumers generally gravitate toward the fully fared Ninja, leaving the naked ER-6N undervalued despite sharing the same highly reliable engine and chassis. Sold from 2006 to 2016, the ER-6N is powered by a 649cc parallel twin that has achieved legendary status for resilience. Owners frequently joke that this engine could outlast a nuclear winter. It's highly resistant to mechanical failure and has a strong reputation for surviving high mileage and the rigorous abuse typical of beginner riders. The engine's durability comes from conservative tuning and robust internal components. It doesn't chase peak horsepower numbers, instead focusing on reliable mid-range torque and longevity. Valve clearances remain stable over extended intervals, and the parallel twin architecture is inherently simpler and more reliable than V-twin or inline-4 configurations. The only commonly reported mechanical weakness across the ER-6N and its fared Ninja counterpart is the basic stock suspension system. The damping is adequate for street riding, but quickly overwhelmed by aggressive cornering or rough roads. However, this is easily remedied with cost-effective aftermarket components like progressive springs or upgraded cartridges. For used buyers, finding an ER-6N that already has upgraded suspension eliminates this initial cost and results in a significantly better riding experience. Even without upgrades, the suspension issue is a comfort and handling concern, not a reliability or safety problem. Due to its underrated status compared to the more popular Ninja, used ER-6N prices remain remarkably low. Average retail typically falls between $4,857 and $4,991, offering exceptional value for a mechanically bulletproof middleweight motorcycle. Number 5. BMW F700 GS. Number 5 is the BMW F700 GS, sold from 2013 to 2018. This bike occupies an awkward middle ground in the adventure bike segment, positioned below the more capable F800 GS and flagship R1200 GS. This perceived lack of hardcore off-road capability makes it underrated, despite being excellent for urban and road-biased riding. The F700 GS uses the reliable 798cc parallel twin engine, deliberately detuned to 75 horsepower compared to the F800 GS's 85 horsepower. This lower state of tune directly enhances longevity by reducing stress on internal components. The engine runs cooler, experiences less wear, and requires less frequent maintenance than higher output variants. The handling is nimble and confidence-inspiring in urban environments. The upright seating position, good brakes, and manageable weight make it superior for daily commuting compared to larger, heavier adventure bikes. It's essentially a tall standard bike with light adventure bike capabilities rather than a true off-road machine. Mechanically, the twin engine is robust. However, issues tend to manifest electronically rather than mechanically. Owners have reported recurring cold starting difficulties where the engine starts but immediately dies upon releasing the starter button. Some bikes run roughly on one cylinder until fully warmed up. Dealers often attempt to fix these starting issues by resetting the adaptive component of the electronic ignition. This suggests the problems are software or sensor related rather than fundamental mechanical failures. But it also means repairs require specialized diagnostic tools and dealer visits rather than simple mechanical fixes. Number 4. Suzuki Bandit 1200S and 1250S. At number 4, the Suzuki Bandit 1200S and 1250S represent traditional reliability. Sold from 1997 to 2016, these powerful standards are underrated because they lack the high-tech appeal of modern sport tours. They appeal mainly to experienced riders who appreciate a comfortable, powerful machine without unnecessary complexity. The Bandit 1200S utilizes Suzuki's legendary SACS Air, an oil-cooled inline-4 engine. This is one of the most robust and simple power plants ever produced, designed for easy maintenance and exceptional durability. The later 1250S maintain this durability while adopting liquid cooling for improved performance. The core mechanical integrity is so profound that these engines remain fully serviceable 20 to 30 years after their introduction. High mileage use in European courier fleets proved that the primary limiters to lifespan are consumable parts like chains, sprockets, and tires rather than engine failure. Couriers regularly exceeded 100,000 miles before retiring bikes due to worn-out bodywork and exhausted consumables, not engine problems. The Bandit platform delivers substantial power, especially the 1,200cc and 1,250cc variants. This potent torque means chains and sprockets wear faster than smaller displacement bikes. Owners should anticipate frequent replacement of drive components, typically every 15,000 to 20,000 miles, depending on riding style and maintenance habits. Number 3. Honda CB500X. At number 3, the Honda CB500X is often overlooked for true adventure travel due to its moderate 471cc displacement. Many riders dismiss it as too small for serious touring, but this perception is completely undermined by its exceptional mechanical reliability. Sold from 2013 to current, the CB500X is engineered purely for lasting performance. The 471cc parallel twin is deliberately understressed, running remarkably cool and smooth. Owners report that the temperature gauge rarely exceeds 50% of capacity, even during extended highway riding in hot weather. The most compelling evidence of mechanical conservatism is the valve clearance interval, 12,000 miles. This is nearly 4 times the distance the average US rider covers in a year. Most performance-oriented motorcycles demand valve checks every 3,000 to 6,000 miles, requiring expensive dealer service or significant DIY mechanical skills. The CB500X's extended service interval fundamentally alters the total cost of ownership equation. Over 100,000 miles, the difference in maintenance costs compared to high-maintenance competitors can easily exceed several $1,000s. This provides car-like maintenance schedules in a motorcycle format. Number 2, Suzuki SV650. At number 2, the Suzuki SV650 is arguably the definitive reliability champion among middleweight, naked, and sport bikes. Sold continuously from 1999 to current with fuel-injected generations, starting in 2003, the SV650 remains perpetually underrated, despite overwhelming evidence of its durability. The SV650 earned the affectionate nickname "Poor Man's Ducati" due to its V-twin exhaust note and character, but at a fraction of the price and maintenance costs. Its versatility has made it a favorite for everyone from new riders to experienced track day enthusiasts, resulting in extensive aftermarket support. The 645cc V-twin engine platform is revered for its nearly indestructible nature. It offers robust torque delivery and relative simplicity that contributes to extreme longevity. The engine architecture has remained mechanically consistent for over 20 years, a testament to how right Suzuki got the design from the beginning. The durability is proven by application in the adventure-oriented V-Strom 650, where units have reached well over 100,000 miles. Many SV650 owners report hitting 70,000 to 100,000 miles without major engine work beyond routine maintenance, like valve clearances and oil changes. Some examples have documented over 186,000 miles on the original engine. Number 1, Honda NC750X. At number 1, the Honda NC750X earns the top spot because it sacrifices traditional sport touring flash for overwhelming functionality. Often dismissed as simply a commuter due to its modest power and unique 21-liter front storage compartment where the fuel tank typically sits, its core value is consistently overlooked. Sold from 2014 to current, the NC750X is powered by a low-revving 745cc parallel twin specifically engineered for maximum efficiency and long service life. The engine architecture, shared with the previous NC700 series, is inherently durable. It prioritizes torque and reliability over peak horsepower, running well below stress levels that cause premature wear. An option that further enhances its reputation for utility is the dual-clutch transmission. This eliminates the clutch lever entirely, simplifying riding and reducing mechanical stress on the driveline. The DCT system itself has proven highly reliable across Honda's lineup, with very few reported failures even at high mileage. Used pricing remains strong, reflecting the bike's reputation for reliability. Average values range between $6,927 and $8,534 in the US market. This price retention demonstrates buyer confidence in the platform's long-term durability. The NC750X's reliability credentials are backed by documented real-world use. Multiple owners have reported exceeding 100,000 miles on the original engine and transmission. Some courier and rental fleet examples in Europe have documented over 186,000 miles before retirement, proving the mechanical durability under continuous, demanding use. While reliability keeps you on the road, catastrophic failures can end your riding career permanently. Our next video covers 23 motorcycles that got recalled after owners reported life-threatening mechanical failures. These aren't minor issues. We're talking about bikes that were pulled from dealerships mid-sale.